Good Saturday evening, everybody. Ron Hall here. It is time for us to jump into the fire once again. Before we get started, let me tell you about a friend of mine, Felicia Moore Green, Financial Education Services. In these days and times, you may have stuff on your credit report that you would like to get rid of. Well, if you don't know how to do it, Felicia will give you all the help you need. Give her a call at 423-598-6694. So how is everybody doing tonight? Ron Hall here, and we're ready for another jump into the fire. Hello, Kim. Hello, Alan. Alan, here's the answer to your question. I meant to message you, and I neglected to do it. I don't think the Braves are going to make the World Series. Honest to goodness, do not think they're going to make it. That base running miscue by Ozuna last night seemed to take every bit of the fire out of the Braves. And last I looked, it was 3-0 Dodgers. And man, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this out. They got Fried on the mound, and he gave up all those. He gave up those 3 early runs. Let me see. In fact, they're doing a replay right now of the base running blunder last night, and Mookie Betts. It's after. I don't have my glasses on. Pardon me. I think it's at the end of 8. The Dodgers are still up 3-0. So is that base running boo-boo on Brian Snitker, or is it on Ozuna? I don't know. But it could be worse. You could be a Tennessee Vol fan today after they got the living shit kicked out of them by Kentucky. I thought they only played basketball in Kentucky, but I think this proves that what is going on in Knoxville is not exactly what had been expected. Or is Nick Saban the only one that actually knows what he's doing in recruiting? And folks, I gave Georgia a fighting chance until right before noon this morning, because Saban himself will be on the sideline tonight for the Crimson Tide, and that is a huge advantage. Nick Saban may be the most intimidating figure in sports right now. None of his former assistants beat him. He's got Kirby Smart tonight. Next Saturday, he gets Jeremy Pruitt. Holy moly. Take the over on the Tennessee-Alabama game next week, because just Alabama is going to push it to the over. But no, it was not a good day to be an Auburn Tiger. South Carolina beats them. I mean, Will Muschamp started off the season kind of on the hot seat. But big kudos. And I text him this morning because I have never been happier in my life when I learned that the Ridgeland Panthers defeated Heritage last night. First win of the season for the Panthers. Congratulations, Kip Klein. That tough schedule you played at the start of the season will now reap dividends, and maybe some of those whining people in Happy Valley will shut their damn pie hole. Now, I don't know. I'm not one to complain about officiating, because if you think you can do a better job, step up. It pays decent money. I think you get close to $100 to do a high school football game as an official. But one fan, every 5 seconds last night posting the refs. The refs are going to cost us this game. The refs are going to cost us. Shut up. For Pete's sakes, just shut the hell up. I got a haircut today. Thanks to, I think her name, hang on a minute, Kim, because she talked highly of you. I think she was a student at Ridgeland. Kimmy, and I forgot her last name, but she works at Great Clips in Fort Oglethorpe, and Ridgeland class of 2004. And I told her that you, and sometimes when Kip's got the time, are watchers, and she said to say hello. That's it. Sweet kid. That's a shame when I'm calling. If she graduated in 2004, she's, what, in her 30s? And I'm calling her a kid. That's pretty sad. Congratulations. Amy is now at day 43 of sobriety. In fact, she attended a meeting this morning. She's attending meetings, which is just unbelievable. I'm very, very proud of her. And I decided to throw my baby brother under the bus on Facebook this morning because he is my baby brother. Don lives over in LJ. He's my baby brother, and he turned 58 today. But I've still got my hair, and my brother is losing his. And one day, I think I've told that story, we're both adopted. We are both adopted kids. And in one of the strangest things you'll ever hear, our birth father is the man who biologically fathered both of us. Technically, we're half brothers. Biologically, we're half brothers, but we're really brothers. And he's a good guy. Good guy. So I know he's over there in LJ licking his wounds because he is a huge Tennessee fan. And I can hear the cries now. Bring in John Gruden. I don't know about that. I saw where the president is having a rally up in Macon today, and I know a lot of people that went down there. But I also got a phone call last night from a mover and shaker in the sports community of Chattanooga, asking me if my campaign for Tennessee House District 29 as a write-in is real, because he likes the idea, because he's fed up with the current crop of representatives from Hamilton County. And I said, yes, it is. And he wanted to remind me that I need to remind everybody of one thing when you go to the polls and you want to cast a write-in ballot. Here is a sample. And you see Tennessee House District 29. Now, if you were going to vote for Mike Carter, you would darken that circle. See the circle at the write-in? You have to darken it in order for that vote to count. So, those of you who live in Tennessee House District 29, and so far I have received text and direct messages through social media from around 40 people who have already cast a vote for moi. Make sure you darken that circle. That way, your voice is heard. I am actually going to talk to some folks Monday and have some signs made that we can put up at all the early polling places in Hamilton County. I'm serious about this. Mike Carter has done nothing. And for all the publicity that that Helton and Robin Smith are getting in the chat on Chattanoogan.com. Hello, Alice. I love you too. They've not done anything. They've done nothing for the people. My whole thing is the expansion of Medicaid. And making sure that law enforcement is held to the standards that we expect from them. No, not defunding. No, I do not support that. I'm not a Democrat. I used to be a Republican. Right now, I am totally independent, but Medicaid does need expansion in Tennessee. There are so many people who need the help that cannot get it because they do not qualify. And I've told you, congestion for Medicaid in the state of Tennessee, regardless of your age or anything. Whether you have insurance or not, you're not going to get Medicaid because congestive heart failure is not a qualifying illness. The number one cause of death in this nation, heart disease, does not qualify you to receive Medicaid. That's a shame, and something needs to be done about it. Now, State Senator Todd Gardenhire, in an interview with Josh Rowe of News Channel 9, and kudos to Josh Rowe, he has held candidates' feet to the fire. He held Marjorie Greene accountable for some of her statements and actions. He doesn't have a dog in the hunt, but he has actually covered the political campaigns when the other two stations don't. He's actually questioned the candidates when Channel 3 and Channel 12 don't. Josh Rowe has had them on and questioned them. And when he's found that they're jackwagons, he lets everyone know that they're jackwagons. And Thursday night, during an interview with Tennessee State Senator Todd Gardenhire, who has consistently voted to not take care of teachers, who has consistently voted to deny the expansion of Medicaid benefits in Tennessee, makes the statement because now he seems to be campaigning on that he wants to put high quality food in the food deserts of his district, which covers Hamilton and Bradley County. Now, the last election, it's my understanding, the research shows that he didn't even carry Hamilton County. It was Bradley County that put him over the top. And he has an opponent, and I'll get to him in a moment. But in that vein of questioning by Josh Rowe, Senator Todd Gardenhire, this guy right here, made the statement that the reason there is so much obesity in the inner city is because all they ever eat is fried chicken. Now, I can understand Channel 3 and Channel 12, WRCB and WDEF, not saying anything about this. But for the Chattanooga Times Free Press and for Chattanoogan.com not to report what he said is shameful. I canceled my subscription to the Chattanooga Times Free Press because did you know you can get a subscription, an online subscription to the New York Times for half of what the Chattanooga News Free Press, Chattanooga Times Free Press charges you a month? The New York Times is cheaper than the TFP. But for them not to even have anything about this, because maybe he didn't mean it to sound racist. But my brother, when I talked to him this morning, and my brother is the biggest Trumpster you'll ever want to meet. I mean, it's that simple. And pardon me, a Johnny Carson moment. Ed. But even my brother said that was one of the stupidest statements anybody could make. Don't talk about the inner city in such terms, Senator Gardenhire. That may be one of the most insensitive comments I've heard in a long time. No, the people who live in the inner city parts of Chattanooga, they don't have the Publix and the Food Cities and the Food Lions or the Aldis. There's nothing downtown to get groceries. And can you imagine the outrage on the trendy North Shore? So what Senator Todd Gardenhire said and his bashing of the Chattanooga Police Department in the same interview, and Chief Roddy is going to respond to that this week. But Senator Gardenhire, for that comment alone, you are the newest member on the piece of shit list. Welcome to the list. And tonight we also add, for the second time, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. If you saw her thing with Wolf Blitzer, she just kept beating on her chest for some reason. No, you don't have the interest of the American people on your mind. You have winning an election on your mind. And that's why you won't move to get the American people the help that they need desperately, because folks, unemployment is running out. Holds on evictions aren't out there anymore. People are starting to be evicted from their homes. Almost 1 million more people were unemployed this past week. So some help is needed. And Pelosi is stalling it. And for that, welcome number 2, a 2-time POS lister, Nancy Pelosi. What do you do? What do you do? Let's just hang on, folks. We're flying casual, but it switched because I've got the television on And I may have said the 6th inning, but it's still 3-0 Dodgers. So I don't know. But, man, that's 3 POS listers this week. Dan Mullen, head coach at Florida, Tennessee State Senator Todd Gardenhire, and now a 2-time inductee, Nancy Pelosi. But what do you do? People need to be held accountable. And thank you to Josh Rowe at News Channel 9 for holding them accountable. I see that Clint Powell's checked in during the break podcast. Clint is all over the place, folks. Follow him on Facebook and the During the Break podcast, and East Ridge Commissioner Andy Witt, who is a dear friend of my cousin Diane out in California. And if my cousin Frank is watching, which I hear he is prone to do, yo, cuz. But Mox had a scrimmage today at Scrappy Moore Field, and I have not been down there. And I really want to go, but I haven't. Going to play our one game of the season next Saturday against Western Kentucky. And I wish there was a way I could make the trip, but I'm still waiting on completion of the Harrison Bay compound. When my living room is complete, you guys are going to love it, I hope. And we'll see what happens from there. But don't know yet when that's going to be, hopefully within the next couple of 3 weeks. Kudos to the guys at Scenic City Sports, and I did not have time to download the post-game interview that Scott Herbst did with Kip Klein last night. I'm just tickled to death that the Panthers won. I did see some disturbing things on the Saturday morning show that Rick Nyman and Angie Morian do over at Channel 12, recapping the Friday night high school action. And several places where student sections were jammed in like they used to be, and they had on no masks. But there's no point in complaining any longer. We know the second wave is happening right now. It's just the beginning of the second wave. And just please keep wearing your mask. It was leaked this afternoon. The White House has informed Tennessee Governor Bill Lee that he needs to institute a statewide mask mandate. And that came from the White House. From the White House. So let's see if Governor Ernest T. Lee will follow the wishes of his leader, or is he just going to continue to basically ignore what's going on? Because I don't know what it is. It seems like every time you have a gathering of GOP people in Hamilton County, you rarely see them with a mask. And they're the ones that are getting hit hard with COVID. But I'm curious to see what, back on the subject of Senator Gardenhire for just 1 second, I'm curious to see the statement that is going to be made by Chattanooga Police Chief David Roddy. And that brings me to Senator Gardenhire. Hello, Linda Vole. Did you see the details for the Florida JC reunion? Looks like I'm coming to Florida next October 8th, 9th, and 10th. because I do want to be a part of the reunion of the great Florida JCs. God, I miss those days sometimes, and I wish the JCs were relevant again, because, man, we did some good as an organization. We really did good. It was always fun to watch the Jerry Lewis telethon back before the Muscular Dystrophy Association said Jerry was not worthy anymore. But it was always fun to see our national JC president presenting a multi-million-dollar check from the JCs to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And that was my goal. Had certain things not happened, I would have been one of those guys giving a check to Jerry Lewis. But now I'm in the political fray. But Senator Gardenhire's opponent is 26-year veteran of the Chattanooga Police Department, Glenn Scruggs. So if you've not voted, think about voting for Glenn Scruggs, 26-year veteran running against Todd Gardenhire, who once again is our newest member of the piece of shit list for his insensitive comment Thursday night when being interviewed by Josh Schroe of New Channel 9. We got 2 minutes, folks. It's the 7th inning now. It's 3-1 Dodgers. So, and it looks like Freddie Freeman is at the plate. And I think Buehler is still pitching for the Dodgers. So we're 2 minutes away from the start of today's biggest college football game, Georgia and Alabama. So we're going to get out of here. That way people can watch Georgia and Alabama. I think it is on CBS. So you're going to get Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. And like I said last week, when everybody was complaining about Gary Danielson, if you think you can do a better job, then why don't you try it? Because radio and television broadcasts of any level of football are not that easy. I've done it. For the couple of years that I was Randy Smith's partner on the Big Jet Fly 1070 WFLI, bringing you the Lakeview Warriors and then the North Georgia game of the week. So give it a try if you think you can do better. We're going to get out of here. We will be back Monday night at 7 o'clock. Don't forget, if you do reside in Hamilton County, think about it, please. I am the independent write-in candidate for the Tennessee State House of Representatives, District 29, against Republican Mike Carter. We're going to get out of here. Once again, if you would like to have someone that can help you fix your credit, because it is a time-consuming process, and Felicia Greenmore will be more than happy to help you. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you Monday night at 7 o'clock. And as always, please be kind to each other. Good night.